Open up your brown book, baby. It's for you, it's for us. The fantasies, no one can judge us, no one can judge us. This is for us. Open up your brown book, baby. It's for you.
Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Shay Baby, and welcome to the Brown Book series. I am so super excited you guys are joining me again tonight. It's 6 o'clock, it's Wednesday night. Y'all know what we do. And tonight we're doing it with the New York Times USA Today award-winning author, Miss Samantha Chase. Samantha is my new BFF. I absolutely love her. She's a friend of the family, and this is gonna be an awesome interview. So y'all know what we do. Go get your friends. Go get your drink on. Go get your drink of choice. What we drinking tonight? Somebody hit Midnight ASAP and ask her, what we drinking tonight? We need to pair a good drink with Samantha Chase. So go get your drink, and we'll be right back with award-winning New York Times USA Today's best-selling author, Miss Samantha Chase.
Brown Book Series presents Raw Romance Readers and Writers Experience. Save the date, October 28th and 29th, 2022. Brown Book Series presents Raw Romance Readers and Writers Experience, October 28th and 29th, 2022. At the Westin Old Town, Alexandria, featuring some of your favorite romance authors: Brenda Jackson, Beverly Jenkins, Iris Boland, Deborah Fletcher Mello, and so much more. The Raw experience will include book signings, meet and greet, photo ops, vendors, shopping, surprise celebrity guests, and live performances. Registration is wide open at brownbookseries.com. Save the date, October 28th and 29th, 2022. Brown Book Series presents Raw Experience.
And we are back. Oh my God. Y'all know I'm excited. I'm excited anyway to talk to great authors, but y'all know I get real excited when I'm talking to the ones who I really deal with. So, and that's his next author. So, ladies and gentlemen, Brown Book Series, please give a big round of applause in the chat. Everybody in the chat, round of applause. I need to see all hands in the chat. All hands in the chat for New York Times USA Today's best-selling author, my friend, Miss Samantha Chase.
I'm so excited.
Are you excited? I'm excited. Oh my God, Samantha! I'm just so happy that you finally was able to come hang out with us, girl.
I'm just so excited to be invited. And let me tell you, that promo for Raw, that was awesome. I mean, holy cow.
I tell you, it's gonna be awesome. And you're gonna be in the building.
I'm gonna be in the house.
So Samantha's gonna be in the house, honey. We gotta see if we can get some of the Montgomery boys to come through.
There's gonna be all sorts of new stuff happening there. Let's get all new covers for that one. It should be done by then. It better be done by then.
It'll be done by then. You'll be good by then. So, Samantha, for those of the ones who are new to you and new to your writing, can you please tell us a little bit about what is it? Not your literary world, because we'll get into that in a minute. I tell them all the business about the books. You just, and tell us a little bit about what is it like in the day in the life of Samantha. Look, New York Times, USA Today's best-selling author, Samantha Chase.
Nobody's impressed with that title anymore around here. They're just please shut up about that. We get it. You're right. Okay. Do we have to talk about it all the time? Day in the life of Samantha Chase is pretty, it's a little bit boring. I'm not a disciplined person at all. So I don't have a writing schedule. I write when the words are there. So I pretty much I sleep in, which makes my husband absolutely crazy, and even my dog, I've trained her to sleep in. She does not like to be woken up before 9 a.m. So her and I come strolling downstairs around 10. She has her breakfast. I come in my office, and when the words are there, I write. And right now I'm pretty much working on what feels like 1,000 different projects. So it's a little bit out of my comfort zone, because I'm used to a more laid back approach to my writing. But right now, with getting rights back to books, it's sort of like I'm working on writing current books. I'm proofing previous books. I'm designing covers. So it's exciting, and it's a whirlwind, and it's exhausting. And some days I just want to curl up in the fetal position under the desk with like a bag of cookies and just ignore the world.
Girl, add like a little, let's say a little Jack with them cookies. Girl.
A friend of mine just told me that there is chocolate cake vodka. I haven't found it here in North Carolina, and the manufacturer does not ship it, but I am on a quest now to find me some chocolate cake vodka.
Yeah, when you do, you got my address. I need you to send me a bottle up here. Oh my God. I see. That's what you look at me. We'll start talking about alcohol in a little bit. Let me get to that together. So Samantha, when did you know that writing was your thing? Like, when did you know that you wanted to become a writer?
I always tell people that like when I was really young, art was my thing. I would draw everything.
Okay.
And in the 3rd grade, we had to write a short story. And I was thrilled because this goes to show how old I am. Like the lined paper was the bottom half, and like you could draw your picture on the top half. Yeah. So it was going to be like, like a real book, a real kid's book. And I found that I really liked the writing aspect of it. Like it was no longer like the art that was pulling me. I really liked the writing aspect of it. But I didn't think much of it for a lot of years. I hand wrote my first romance when I was 15. Literally like hand wrote that sucker, like 300 pages of handwriting.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What you know about romance at 15, Samantha? Let me find out you was an old hot girl over there.
Do you know my 7th grade lab partner was addicted to Harlequin romances. And instead of doing the labs, she constantly had a little Harlequin romance in her hands. And I was like, what are you reading? And she's like, oh, you have to check these out. So she hooked me on romance in the 7th grade. And I didn't realize quite what I was reading at that young age, but I was hooked. I loved me some Harlequin romances.
Oh my God. So so you've been writing since then, and then now we see why you chose romance, because your hot ass 7th grade partner.
That's right.
I love it.
But I didn't go to school for writing because I didn't think that I could. You know what I mean? I really didn't think that was something I was going to be able to do. I thought it was like a hobby. It was interest. I didn't think it was something I could sit down and do. And so that's why I was in my 40s when I actually published my first book. I mean, I went to college for business and dropped out. I got married at 22. I had a baby at 23 and was a mom for a lot of years.
So what made you decide in your 40s that you want, in your 40s, I didn't think you in your 40s now, but what?
You're sweet. Thank you.
No, for real. What made you decide that I'm going to take the big plunge and I'm going to try to get it published?
So my older son, I homeschooled him.
Okay.
For 10 years. I pulled him out of school in 4th grade because the school situation was not great for him.
Okay.
He was getting bullied, and we had a teacher who got physically abusive. And we pulled him out.
North Carolina?
Yeah.
Did you go whoop her ass?
My husband went to the school and he told the principal, he stopped in the principal's office. He goes, I'm stopping you now as a courtesy. Ever again, he's like, and I'll go right to this guy's classroom and,
That's the guy.
Set him straight. And so we pulled him out of school, and I sort of I homeschooled him through graduation, through 12th grade.
So you're a teacher. Kudos to you, girl.
Thank you. But what was really cool, here in this area is a very pro homeschooling community, and we had a big organization here that I was a part of, and we used to teach, we used to do co-ops, and I taught creative writing, and I aged up with my son, so I was teaching creative writing to high schoolers, And even after he graduated, I continued to teach, and my students were the ones who told me about self-publishing, because I had no idea. I wasn't keeping up with it. I was writing just because I write, and I was submitting stuff and getting rejection after rejection, and was not liking that. I don't take rejection well.
None of us.
And I shared that with them, and they're like, well, why aren't you self-publishing then? You know, like, this is a thing. And they were the ones that told me about National Novel Writing Month. And back then, when you finished your novel, you got a coupon from CreateSpace that you could get your like a paperback copy of your book. And I was like, I want some of that. You know, check that out. And like a dork, I had these 17 and 18-year-olds like walking me through the process. And the book that I had finished, that I was submitting and getting rejected, like I just felt very strongly about that. I wanted to see that in print. And I took their advice and I said, well, if no publisher wants it, I'm going to self-publish it. And that's what I did.
That's So you started out as an indie author.
Did.
You're hybrid now, though, right?
I am. I'm pretty much back to indie now. I was with my publisher for 7 years, I guess it was. And I decided that I kind of like having a little more control over the books and the not even like the creative part, not the words even, but like the marketing and promoting.
Yes.
That to me, I feel like most publishers drop the ball on, and you can't fight with them on it. You can't tell them, hey, you need to do a sale.
Yeah.
Because they're like, no, we really don't have to. Right. And you know, they're not really interested in the reader.
I get that, you know, because it's so many, it's a lot of romance authors. Good God Almighty. So it's almost like I don't want to call it a meal that you guys are like, you know how to do like let's say like the little puppy meal. So you know what I'm saying? It's like, dang, you can't focus on just one. But even with that though, I felt like when you sign an author, you need to assign them an account manager, kind of. You know what I'm saying? And that account manager, do they do that?
They don't.
That if I had a publishing company, that's what I would do. I would assign an account manager. These are your accounts. These are your 5 authors. You need to do you for them 5 authors.
It was my husband to this day. Like he still he sits there and he goes, it's like the publishing houses. They want to buy the book. They want to sign you. They want to do that with you. They just don't want to sell the book then. Like they pretty much once you're done and the book is on the shelf, they're like, okay, done, next.
So you're just using their name, you're just paying to use their name basically. And
that was an argument that I had with them was, you know, it's my name on the book.
Yeah.
Okay. So when a book fails, nobody says, oh, that source book failed. They would say that's Samantha Chase book failed.
Yeah.
And
we wouldn't even know who you signed. We wouldn't even know who your publishing company is.
Exactly. Yeah. Readers don't look at that. They're not looking at the publisher. You know, they're looking at the author.
This is true. This is true. Now, and we're not gonna, get into the publishing company itself, but just the process. When you leave a publishing company, is it like, do you be like, you know what? I think I just want to go indie, and they say, oh, okay, cool. Now, when you have to, you mentioned you had to buy the rights back to your book. So when you sign with the publishing company, you're theirs. Like all you write, everything you write is theirs.
Actually, no. Yeah. I was very fortunate. There are a lot of publishing houses that tell you that you cannot indie publish. You're not allowed to do anything except what you're contracted to them. I didn't have that clause in my contract. Good. So I was able to keep indie publishing while doing my writing commitments to them. So I was really fortunate in that aspect that I was able to keep doing what I wanted to do. They had purchased X amount of books for me, which were, we knew what series they were. So anything I wrote in those series, that belonged to them. Anything else that I wanted to write, that was all me.
Okay, well, that was a good deal right there.
That was
a good deal. And when you get your rights back from the books that they have, it's just like okay, you got your rights back, do your thing, and you get to revamp the ones that they had.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do. And a lot of them, like, you know, a lot of them, I'm very pleased with the way that those books were. So I'm not gonna do any major edits on them. I'm just going through and cleaning up the files, giving them new covers. But they had also purchased my backlist. So like the early Montgomerys, like we were talking about earlier, when my writing wasn't so great. So I'd like to go back and clean those up a little bit, you know, and give them a little refresh.
A little refresh. And you know, I was talking to one author, I forgot who it was, and she said that she's an indie author, and she went from publishing and she started being indie. She's hybrid. Right. And she said that her backlist too, because she had first started, she said she wanted to go back because the times have changed. You know, we went through this whole cancel culture and, you know, all this, that, and third. So she went back to, you know, revamp it, give it a little, you know, up to date kind of thing.
Yeah. It's funny when you go back because I'm having somebody proofread them. And it's things like I mentioned in one of the books, like the heroine, she called a cab. And it's like, yeah, nobody calls a cab anymore. You know what I mean? Some of them were so old that, you know, like there was still like going to the video store and going to Blockbuster. And it's like, yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. So you gotta update a little bit. You know
what though? I always thought, you know how, look, me and my crazy mind, just a whole different genre. You know, because we have historical, right?
Yeah.
And then you just got straight contemporary. I'm like, is there something in the middle? Like you have the 80s parties and the 90s parties. I'm like, is there something in the middle that can, you know,
almost like a Wonder Years,
or like a Moonlight? Yeah, like Moonlighting or something. You know what I'm saying? I love Silk Shelf. That's why I love Moonlight. Love that. Oh my God, I'm Bruce Willis. Anything with Bruce Willis, and I'm sold. But then he had Miss Sybil. There was.
Oh yeah.
Well, now I'm telling my age, but anyway. But
right there with you,
girl.
Right there with you.
Yeah. So I wish it was something right there in the middle. Okay, so once you went indie, you published yourself or whatever. Now, when you got to be published, like when you went to like when the publishing company called and was like, "Hey, we want you." Like, how did that work? Did you present something to them, or what was that?
I had an agent reach out to me after like the third Montgomery book, actually, because that book did really, really well. And this agent reached out to me and he wanted to represent me. And at that point, I was really ready I wanted to be traditionally published. I had done the indie thing and I was doing well with it. So getting a traditional contract was the next step. And he said to me, he's like, "We're going to get you a contract." And I said, "Okay, I believe you." And he shopped me around and we were presenting the rest of the Montgomery series at that point. And some of the publishing houses turned me down because they didn't want to come in mid-series. They wanted something new.
They suck.
So my agent, he said to me, he goes, "Okay, you have to come up with a new series. You have to come up with something that we can present to them." So I was like, okay. So I literally within 48 hours, I had to come up with a whole other series, and I ended up coming up with two of them. One of them was the Shaughnessy series, the Shaughnessy brothers.
In 48 hours?
48 hours, I had to come up with what I wanted to do and like a 1 or 2 paragraph blurb for each book. And so Shaughnessy's had 6 books that were going to be part of the series, so I had to give them a mini blurb. And then I also came up with the Band on the Run series, which at that point was just considered like a rock and roll trilogy of some sort.
Okay.
And I just figured he was going to pitch one of them to publishers. And he pitched all of it, like the Shaughnessy's, the Band, the Montgomery, like he pitched it all. And we came down to 2 publishers, and one of them was like, "Okay, we like the Shaughnessy's, but we're only willing to commit to 2 of them." And we were like, "All right." And then the other publisher came and they're like, "We want it all. We want all those books. We want," so it was going to be like a 12-book contract on new books, and then buying my backlist, which was 16 books. So for somebody who was living in an 850 square foot house, driving a really old car, working a crappy job that she hated, and you're telling me you're going to advance on 12 books, and then it advances on this sign me the hell up now. Like, give me all the pens. Tell me when to sign. Let's do this. And it exceeded my dreams. If I kept telling myself, if I signed a 3-book deal, I would be so thankful. If I signed a 5-book deal, I would be like, thank you, Jesus. And
Yes.
I would be happy that you're going to sign me for 12 new books. Yeah, let's do this.
Yo, you're like Cardi B. They was like, Cardi B, what's one object that's always in your pen? It's always in your purse. She said a pen, it's like a sinus check. So you was like, sign me up. Look, while you're on the phone with hubby, hey, start packing. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I'm glad it worked out for you that way.
It did. They got me, like, we signed in early 2014. I got to be on the cover. My book was on the cover of Romantic Times magazine. Like, it was a big thing. Like, I was feeling like all that, you know what I mean? So it was just crazy how quickly our lives changed.
That's what's up. I absolutely love it. Your books. And speaking of books, it brings us to the first segment here at the Brown Book Series called Name That Book. Where we give you give you a synopsis, a character or a passage or something pertaining to one of your books, and you have to name that book. Now, since you have a lot of series, if we give you a name of a character, it's the character, the main character of that book.
Okay.
All right, girl.
You know, I got 86 books. Come on, and I'm old.
Listen,
I'm old.
You sound like Brenda Jackson, the Beverly Hills. Like, we got over 100 books. Yep.
Don't care.
Put my glasses on so I can, It's so funny though, because look, we friends. You should know I was gonna ask. You should know I was gonna say, no, I ain't gonna do it. No, yep. Here we go. And and the disadvantage is, I know the ones you ain't gonna remember.
I have a whole wall of books in front of me, so it may take me a minute, but I've got them all here that I can.
Don't be cheating, Samantha.
I can cheat.
I love it. Okay, here we go. You ready? I'm gonna read it to you. Just let me know what you think. All right, here we go. Name that book. Coming from a family of successful professionals, the fact at 27, if I can read it right, it'd be great. She still doesn't know what she wants to be when she grows up. Doesn't sit well.
That's the new one. That's always on my mind. That's Parker, isn't it?
Oh. Parker,
or no, or is it Test Drive?
That's it. Parker knows what she wants. Test Drive.
Oh my God.
Yes, Test Drive. That's your road trip.
Road tripping.
No, they was road trip. I said, Samantha, is she telling the stories of us in this book? This road tripping is crazy. You did good. Look at you.
Hey, okay, shoot.
Okay. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
Keep going.
Name that book. Here we go. Now, that would be a shame, he thought to himself, if a beautiful woman came around and he didn't even take the time to notice.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I recognize her. Was it With This Cake?
No, but you getting maybe a little close. Maybe not a little close. Maybe a little close. Now that would be a shame, he thought to himself, if a beautiful woman came around and he didn't even take the time to notice.
Oh my gosh. All right, so is it in that series? Is it You May Kiss the Groomsman?
I'm not. Ramsey told me not to cheat. He said, "Shay." he mad. He mad at us from earlier. So he's not trying.
Gosh, Ramsey's.
Yeah, Ramsey's not trying to help us.
You're stumping me.
Okay, here we go. We'll give you this one.
Moonlight and Winter Park. Oh, wow, that's an old one.
Yeah,
I almost forget about that one.
Yeah, Moonlight.
That's not in the series in any way. So
yeah, exactly.
Get lost in the shuffle. Dang.
Girl, you can't get lost in the shuffle. Don't do that. All right, here we go. You're doing good, though. You're doing good. Here we go. You know, look, you know I'm your cheerleader, even in hard times. And be like, you doing it? You can do it. No, what's the song about? I tell my husband all the time about Kelly Rowland singing. It's motivation. I believe in you, baby. Oh man! All right, name that book. Character. Mallory Westbrook.
Mallory Westbrook is in 2 books. She was the heroine in Sunkissed Days and Remind Me.
She was, we went with Sunkissed Days. Yes. I said I love these titles. It's just it's wonderful. All right, you doing good. Look at you.
And that one I feel good about.
Hey, all right, here we go. Name that book. Of course. He remembers her from high school. It's impossible to forget Little Miss Popular, who's always the center of attention. Yes. You're always on my mind.
Right.
That's the newest release. Yay! That's book 10 of your Magnolia Sound series. Now, girl, hold on. Let me Ramsey, listen, Rams. Where's the book? We gotta show this book. This right here.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
If you just want to just be in somebody's beach, be in somebody's. Hey Rams, I like the way you just did that. Like me and her sitting next to each other. That's cute. It's so cute. And I like when guys picking women up anyway. And it's just showing the love and stuff. And so, okay, before we get into this book,
right?
Tell us about this cover.
I actually fell in love with this photo series probably a few years ago, and I sort of had it flagged on the stock photo site, like to use at a future time.
Okay.
I didn't have a book that fit it, but when it came time for this cover, I was like, I want that couple. And all the pictures were gone.
When he went?
They said that they were not available anymore. And I was like, no. I had to research weeks to track down what site possibly still had it. And there was a different pose that I wanted, and I was very excited about it. And I presented it to my assistant and my publicity team, and I said, this is what I want on the cover. And they all went, no, you can't have that picture. And I said, why? They're like, just no, it doesn't fit. We don't like it. And I was devastated because I was so sure that this would be the perfect one. But then I saw this pose and I was like, that could work. I love the way her hands are just holding his head. But yeah, it wasn't my first pick of covers, but I think that this works really, really well. And it fits the series beautifully.
I do. I like that. I was like, when I seen the cover, I'm like, this is awesome. You're always on my mind. Now, Samantha, tell us a little bit without giving us a spoiler. Tell us a little bit about your new release, You're Always on My Mind.
This book was one of those that was going to be a little bit hard because Parker's sort of been the heroine. She's been mentioned throughout the series. Like she just sort of like pops in and goes.
Right.
And the only thing that you really know about her is like, she's just always cheery. She's always up for something, but then she also comes off as a little bit flaky. And up until the point of this book, like her siblings were all portrayed as very supportive, everybody's close, everybody's happy. But I wanted there to be a little bit of realism to this, and that like her siblings who pretty much have their shit together, are kind of annoyed that at this stage of her life that she's still not doing anything. Like, you hit a point where you're like, it is time for you to like figure your stuff out and, stop crashing on people's couches. You can't keep
shit together.
Get together. Exactly. And, back in my Shaughnessy Brothers series in Holiday Spice, I had like the heroine in that. She was the only girl in a family. Like she had 5 older brothers. Right. So when she brought a guy home, they were all like kind of, they were jerks. They were really giving the hero a hard time. And I had readers get mad at me because they were like, well, you made the brothers mean and they weren't mean before. And it's like, well, not everybody doesn't play nice all the time.
Right.
Siblings don't play nice all the time.
We sure don't.
Yeah. So for this book, for Parker to have to come back to Magnolia Sound, her siblings aren't all like, yay, you're back. It's a little bit like, okay, you're here, but get a job and get your stuff, figure out your shit, because we're, we all did,
Right.
So I was portraying her siblings in not the most flattering of ways, and I was a little bit nervous about that. But so she comes home to not the greatest homecoming, and she's trying to figure her stuff out, and she's not prepared to, doesn't have the money to live on her own. So she decides, she sees a flyer for somebody looking for a roommate, and it turns out that is the hero, and they did go to school together, but they weren't friends because she was popular and he was like this nerdy little quiet guy.
Yeah.
So they're complete opposites. He just, he was not looking for somebody like Parker to rent a room in his house. He was looking for somebody quiet like him. And she comes in and she's just sort of like, she turns the house and, into a home. She just sort of takes over a little bit, but you learn that there's a vulnerability there, that she embraced that flaky persona.
Yes.
Because she has a lot of insecurities.
Yeah.
And, with him, she finds that she is able to be herself and show that side. And to me, it's a very sweet story, and it's got a lot of levels to it, that shows that opposites attract for a reason. You get to really be yourself with that person.
Yeah, and I actually liked how the siblings came down on her. It reminded me of my brothers, because it's like, we fun loving, but when something ain't right, we're like, come here, let me talk to you for a minute. And it's not like you're mean, and you're just like, yo, get your shit together. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's it exactly. And like I said, nobody's nice all the time. And
No.
If every book, everybody got along and everything worked out and there was no anything,
Right.
that would be a boring ass book to read.
Very boring. But like, dang, okay. It's unpredictable.
Right. I kind of like throwing in, like, you didn't expect the easygoing brother to be the one to be like, what the hell?
What are you doing? Like, oh, okay. I absolutely love that. So, okay, and always on my mind, Magnolia Sound. That's book 10.
Yeah.
How many installments will be in this series?
There's only going to be one more after this.
So we're lucky number 11, and it's over with.
Actually, it could go further, but I think that there's some reader fatigue, and it's not selling quite as strongly as it used to. So I think that it's time to take a break, but the door is open for more should we want to revisit down the road. And that was a mistake that I made with other series, I kind of wrapped up the Montgomerys where that was it. And I wrapped up the Shaughnessy's where that was it. And so unless you pull one of those crazy, hey, there's a cousin that we all forgot about, and they've got 8 siblings, like, done. But
because we like the little honey, the Montgomerys and the Shaughnessy's, I loved it. All right.
Yeah.
So the new release of Always on My Mind is out now. Now, okay, next up, name that book.
Oh no, it's for.
All she has to remember that night is his first name and the suit jacket that he gave her to stay warm.
That's Groomed to Perfection. That's coming out in May.
Yes, available May 10th. That is Groomed to Perfection.
Yeah.
Now.
Right now.
Yes, Samantha. So your last novel, Always in My Mind, came out in March 27th. Yep. Last week. This novel comes out in May. Do you have another novel coming out in June or July?
Yeah.
I said, Samantha over here working.
Yeah. Oh, good Lord. Okay, so Always on My Mind came out on the 22nd. Groomed to Perfection comes out May 10th. The I Do Over comes out June 28th. Kiss the Girl, which is the last Magnolia Sound, comes out August 16th.
Yeah.
And then we are starting something brand spanking new October 4th, and book 2 in it will come out November 29th.
That's what's up. Yeah, October 4th. That's the book you're going to have at Raw. And that's going to be hot. Now, Groomed to Perfection is available on May 10th. Girl, now, Ramsey, where is the cover for Groomed to Perfection?
There it is.
Samantha, they look like they're in love. Like they look like, and I like the Meet Me at the Altar. They look like they're just at love, like he's just at peace, like it's just over with. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect from this book.
This is a little like a Cinderella story.
Yes, it is.
Where they their meet cute is they meet at a wedding, but he doesn't realize that she's there with the staff. And she doesn't realize, well, she kind of realizes that he's from a wealthy family, but like they never exchange last names.
Right.
So she leaves that wedding and thinks that they're never going to see each other again. And he shows up at the Meet Me at the Altar offices for a wedding cake tasting. Because his snooty socialite mother is planning his brother's wedding, but also brings the hero along because she's going to start planning his wedding, even though there's no bride yet. Like her plan is to just have his wedding planned and just plug a bride in, an appropriate bride, in at a later date. And, you know, he knows when he realizes that the heroine works there at the Meet Me at the Altar as a baker, that she is not somebody that his family would approve of as a bride. And so you've really got like the, you know, the wrong side of the track sort of a thing, you know, Cinderella story going on. And I had a lot of fun with this one.
It looks fun. It looks like, I said, oh yeah, I can't wait to jump into that one.
Somebody gets thrown into a wedding cake. That's all I'm going to say. Do you remember the old show Dynasty? Like the original Dynasty?
Yes, you know I do.
We have a moment like Alexis and Crystal sort of a thing.
Alexis and Crystal was my favorite. Then when Dominique came in, you know, but oh yeah, I can't wait. Who Kelly? Send me my copy. Tell Kelly's gonna send my copy because I need to read that. That is I cannot wait. And I love the covers. I love everything about this series. I just love it.
I have been very fortunate with my cover artists. They're two different artists. The one who did Magnolia didn't do the Meet Me at the Altars, and I think that they both have really great branding to them, and they're just very pretty, you know. And it's my brand.
They are, you know, we like we like showing the covers and stuff, honey. The covers be cute. And speaking of,
I was gonna say, I feel like I stick out like a sore thumb on release days because so many covers are dark and it's the man chest, and you know, and then I come in with like my sunny and bright, like, oh look, cute couple.
You know, I'm telling you, your covers are nice. We want something different. And that's why we like, okay, these covers is hot. Because I mean, now look, ain't nothing wrong with old man chest, honey. Yeah. But they all look the same. That's why with Iris Boland, we just did her book release party not too long ago. And she had her you love
Iris.
Yes, Iris is a sweetheart. She has the book of Luke that just came out. Her covers are dark too, but it's a little different. Like, you know, like it. The back, it was down like, oh, this is different, and it's not. So y'all, and it pops. So your book is like it pops. It makes sense when you're looking at it. You're like, oh, he love her. Oh, they look like, you know what I'm saying? It gives you, yeah. So no, you good, girl. And listen.
I freak out about that sometimes because, but I don't think I could get away with, although I'll let you in on a little secret. Okay. So I told you we're going to be re-releasing those
Wait,
30.
wait. You know we live, right? Hold on.
Oh, I'm not going to show it. I'm not going to show it. But,
I be forgetting. You know when you're talking to people that you just cool with. I'm like, oh, wait, people can hear us. Okay.
No, I've let it be known that I'm getting back, that I got back the rights to these 32 books that I had published, through a traditional publisher. And the Band on the Run series, those covers are done, and we're going to be re-releasing them in 2 weeks. Actually, April 2nd, they'll be live. But those are the first time that I had like dark covers. They're still couples, but it's a dark background, and it's very different from my usual stuff. But it works for the series. Like, so it was a big leap of faith for me to be like, yeah, we'll do it.
I'm with it. Yeah, I'm with it.
I don't know. Do you want a world premiere one right here?
I do.
All right, I'm going to scoot out of the frame for a minute.
My God. Hey, y'all, this is an exclusive, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. The only people that have seen this are my review team. Like, they are it. And now are you ready?
I'm ready.
This is, there we go.
Hold on. Let me put the wait. Let me get your solo. Oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
Samantha.
So very, very different from my usual stuff.
But no, it's
nice. Couple.
It's nice. No, Samantha, that's nice. That's real nice.
I'm very excited.
I'm so yay! Oh my God, that's nice. And girl, I like when a girl on man back, honey. I was like, oh, this is beautiful.
When we originally did these books, I never liked the covers. Like, they did the man alone on the first two, and we found that didn't work. That branding did not work for me. So they did a couple on the third, but it threw the series off. Like, when you put those three covers next to each other, it just looked weird. There was no cohesive, and they were all like stark white backgrounds. So this is so opposite in every way, shape, or form. And I'm hoping that readers are going to love it.
We are going to love it. That cover is everything. Oh my God, I'm so happy for you. Look at you. Oh my
God. I do. I get so nervous. Like, this stuff, like, just really tweaks me out. Like, I don't want to make a
You girl, please. Mistakes is what we do. You know what I'm saying? And whatever any author, if you put it out there, you be like, I don't like it. Let's bring it back. Revamp. We can have a cover reveal every month. I don't give a shit. I
have only ever tweaked a cover after I did the reveal once, because I realized that it wasn't, readers like they didn't like it, and we went into panic mode and quickly changed the cover. And normally I'm pretty set and happy with what I do, and just every once in a while you gotta go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, go back to the drawing board. But not on that one, you don't. And girl, let me just tell out a little bit of our business, honey. That little Shirley, baby, she would have been like, Samantha, no, baby. Honey, I love you, Samantha, but girl, that ain't gonna work, honey. Little Shirley.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I adore her. I adore her. I wish that she lived closer, because I would just be with her as much as humanly possible.
She'd be at work. I'd be calling her and just start talking. She'd be like, I'm in a meeting. I'm like, tell them to hold on. They ain't doing it. I love it. And speaking of holding on, it brings us to the next segment here at the Brown Book Series called Who'd You Rather? Ooh. Yeah, we pit your heroes against each other, and you let us know who you want to knock down. One night only, up against the wall. Let them draw a fall. Tell the hub, I'll be back in the morning.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? That's it. Let's do it. Who'd you rather? Ethan Hollow or Ryder Ashford?
Oh, I'm gonna go with Ryder on that one.
I'm going with Ryder too. Shit, his name long.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be riding writer. You better believe that, baby.
Exactly.
We're gonna change that book to riding writer. I love
Oh
it.
my God, my readers would die.
They would. They'd be like, "Oh my God, she's been with that Shay again. She's with her and Shay Baby together again." I love that. All right.
Oh my God.
Next up, who'd you rather, Daniel Alexander or Xander Matt?
Oh, that's a tough. I think I'm going to say Xander.
I went with Xander too.
Yeah.
I went with Xander too. Yeah, nothing is Daniel, but Xander was we're talking about just hitting and quitting, and Xander was.
Yeah, he was.
He was. Now, here we go.
Here you go. You're going to make this one tough.
You ready?
Yeah.
Who'd you rather?
Oh, Lucas. Lucas, no doubt. No doubt in my mind, Lucas.
Lucas for me. You see, he was first. So I put Lucas first. I want first. I want Lucas.
Yeah.
Okay, next up. Who'd you rather? Carter or James?
Oh. Well, that one's a little bit harder.
A little harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who'd you want to get hard for you?
I think Carter.
You okay?
I think Carter.
I was a little, I don't know. I kind of went with James, I think, but
James to me, like James was like the perfect tortured hero. Like he was a guy that like he had a lot to overcome.
Yeah.
And there's something about him that I do love, but like Carter just seemed like he'd be like a whole lot more fun.
Carter, he might be a whole lot more fun, but James, I don't know, because he was so tortured, like you said. He's like he'll just grab me around my neck and just let it all out. But bring all your troubles to me, baby. Bring them up, put them all here. I got you. I can bear the heavy load for you. Yeah, I can bear the heavy load. But
oh my God, my favorite interview ever.
Girl, I tell you, I love. But you know what? Carter's book, though, I loved this A Dash of Christmas. Now, this cover right here, Samantha, is Ramsey changed the color, the flap. That's cute, Rams. But that I love the cover of this book. Girl, who did this? What the color scheme, everything? I loved it. Oh, I was like, I love it. Oh.
You know, when I was with my publisher at that point, we actually had 4 different versions of this cover to choose from. And even though I didn't feel like the couple fully matched Carter and Emery,
yeah,
I loved, like, this was so different to me than anything that I had ever seen on a cover that I was like, yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, I love that cover. It just the colors itself, and then with them and with the lights, I'm like, it's so Christmassy, it's so romantic. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's not the regular red and green Christmas,
right.
Jingle
and
bells.
I think that they were a little afraid of me at that point because the previous holiday book they did was Holiday Spice, and I hated that cover. And I mean, like, I argued with them for months, and I cried. I did everything humanly possible to get them to change that cover, and they wouldn't. So this was like they redeemed themselves.
Yeah, they got down on this one.
Yeah.
Because this, I love this cover. When I saw it, I said, oh yeah, this, I mean, when I read the book, that's how I love Carter. I'm like, I love Carter because, but yeah, I absolutely love it. All right.
Do we have another one? Can we do another one?
No.
Damn it.
Now she ready. She hot ass. Who else we gonna sleep with? Yeah. We done slept with 5 people. Shut 3. That's enough.
Damn it.
Right. Samantha.
Yeah.
What's the most urgent priority with your hot ass for the rest of the year?
Oh my God. It's doing these freaking covers on the 32 books.
Yeah, you nobody can you.
Holy crap. I just want it done. It's like looming over my head, like, to just get these done, because they're not out there now. Like, they're off the retailers. Like, I just want those books back out there.
Love it.
Priority.
Yeah, that's urgent priority. You gotta get that together. All right, Author's Moments. And being a novelist, What did you learn a little too late?
Oh my God, how much time do we have left to talk about?
People can hear us. We can hear.
Things I wish the top thing that I wish I had known, I wish I had learned that you cannot always trust an agent.
Hey, this interview is over now. Because honey, Samantha done preach. Where is the ushers? We need to take them off them.
Yeah. That was a hard one for me. And like, because I am who I am all the time. Okay. Like whether I'm here talking to you, whether I'm at church on Sunday, this is who I am.
Yeah.
I do what I say I'm going to do. I say what I mean. And I expect the same in return. And when you find out that that is not the case and that somebody has actually, the person that you're paying to build your career is damaging your career.
Make you want to go ape shit crazy, don't it?
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about knock on a bitch door and be I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wanted to cut a bitch. And, you know.
Because this is your, like Erykah Badu said, I'm an artist. I'm passionate about my shit. Like this is, you know what I'm saying? And then you get someone else who critiquing or hating because they can't do the same shit and just not,
making bad deals and making it sound like they're good deals, and you know.
Yeah, and they
know
that old bastard.
There's a special place in hell for people like that.
A special place, yes. You're right about that. I'm with you on that. All right. Author's moments. What are you most grateful for right now in this moment?
That I get to do what I love. That I'm sitting here in an office filled with things that I created and that God gave me this gift and that I'm able to actually make a career out of it.
Oh, I love it. And you meant that thing, honey. You closed your eyes and you was like, oh, I'm grateful. This
is every day I come in here and I'm like, you know, my husband comes into my office. Sometimes he stands in the doorway and I'm sitting here typing and he looks at me and he's like, you just decided to write a book one day. I said, yeah, that's how it starts. I just decided to write a book one day.
I love it. That's what's up. Okay. I love it. All right. Author's moments. Samantha, if you could have tea with one fictional character of yours, who would it be and why?
I think I would love to have tea with William Montgomery.
Listen, I want to have tea with all the Montgomerys at one time. Even the girls are so freaking hot. All of them.
William was just fun because he just knew what he wanted to see for his family, and he was a little sneaky about it. And he was just all about the matchmaking. I just think he would be awesome to sit and talk to.
I love it. I think you're right about that. All right, author's moments. If you could sit down with your 15-year-old self, what would you tell her?
Oh my goodness. That you do get there. You may have handwritten this book and you're going to forget about it for a while, but don't give up your dream. It's going to happen. Believe in yourself more.
I love it. I absolutely love it. All right. Author's moments. What would your pen name be?
This is my pen name.
I know it, girl. But the thing is, though, you look like what made you get a pen name?
Okay.
Well, look, besides you, because look, the kids you was teaching already was telling you what to do, so they know who you are.
Who I am. Actually, where I am, the Baptist seminary is a mile up the road. Okay, so here we are in the Bible Belt, and even though I'm not writing like erotica or anything, there was still a big stigma about writing romance in the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
So I chose a pen name a little bit to be anonymous, and so that people didn't know what I was doing. But also, my last name is Catrufo. That's not something that people. Yeah, Stacy Catrufo. I never liked Stacy, and nobody could pronounce Catrufo, so I couldn't go with my name. And I had a lot of friends who were like annoyed with me for not keeping my name. But I'm like, you need a name that people that flows a little bit better, that people can pronounce.
Yeah.
And you do want a little bit of the separation. You want a little bit of the anonymity.
Church and state separated. Yeah. You have to. And I understand that too. And it too, because like my real first name, can I pronounce that shit? So I would never use it. Even on checks, we
So
but,
I like having the pen name because it gives you that little bit of separation, and it does give you a little bit more privacy, and it is a separate part of me, although
fantasy.
Yeah, I get to be Samantha, like when I go places, I am Samantha. Stacey's that old married woman at home
there who live around the corner from the Bible people. But Samantha is gonna be at Raw.
Yeah, that is correct.
I absolutely love it. Samantha, dead or alive, if you were hosting a dinner party and could invite 5 people from any era, who would it be?
Okay, dead or alive. Walt Disney.
Girl.
That man. I know you can't see it. I have a painting on my wall here that's the statue of Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse in front of Cinderella's castle, because I'm a huge Disney World fanatic.
Disney World is beautiful. That whole world, I think that's why I love paranormal so much. It's a different world. It's just a whole new. Okay, so Walt Disney.
But Walt Disney for sure. Nora Roberts.
Yeah.
I've done signings at her store, and she is an awesome person to sit and talk to, because she's probably like the most down to earth, big name person out of anybody that I think that I've ever met, ever known, ever even heard of.
Oh my God, that's what's up.
Okay. John Bon Jovi, because he's been my crush since I was like 14.
My favorite song is "Wanted." A guy got me on a date with that. We was at karaoke, and he went up there and did "Wanted." When he got to the part "Dead or Alive," it was over with. I was like this, coming up on my on a steel horse I ride.
My high school boyfriend used to say, "On a steel pony I ride," because he used to have like a moped.
Oh, that's so sweet. Baby,
on a steel pony he ride.
Yes. All right, we got 3. 2 more.
Okay, 2 more. Oh my God. Oh, Duchess Catherine. Okay. Williams. I think that she, like, just everything about her, I just think I would just love to sit and talk with her.
Yeah.
I think that she's incredibly sweet. Looks like she just has fun. The video that they're just showing from their trip to Belize, where she was dancing over to William, I was like, that was just the cutest thing.
I love it. Yep.
And all right, who would be my 5th? It's a little like freak out right now. Like, who would it be?
Bringing up the real.
Who is it? I want to say that it would be. Oh my God, the name just left me again. Shay. I'm big on music influences, and I think I would love to sit with somebody like a John Lennon or an Elton John, like somebody that really influenced, had a huge influence.
Let me tell you, I met Elton John one time. I was so upset because it wasn't at a concert.
Right.
Like he was at the news thing, and he was coming off from an interview.
Yeah.
And so I walked in, and I was like, "Hey, Mr. John." He said, "Hey, little girl."
I would be so excited.
Yeah, I was like, when I started, I was like 19, 8, you know what I'm saying? And he was just so cool that he went back and went. He was like, I gave him a hug. He was so cool. He was just, that's all he said. And he gave him a little hug. He gave me that smile. Yeah. I've never been to a concert though.
Really? He puts on a great show.
I mean, I just like seeing, I've never been, I'm like, why? What happened? I've done like the red carpet. I don't know what happened. I just never.
I got to see him at Madison Square Garden in 95. And Billy Joel came out. They did like the dueling piano thing and like so amazing. And then we just saw him, I guess it was last year when he was here in Raleigh for the farewell tour. We got to see him.
So mad about that. I could not out now. That's when I wanted to go. I'm like, I'm going to this farewell tour. And oh my God. But listen, if he say I'm coming to New York for one night only, I don't give a damn if it's $10,000 a ticket. Listen, I'm like, Samantha, where your ass at? Meet me in New York. I absolutely love it.
And it's totally worth it. Like my husband and I are on like this kick, like that we want to see like these like living legends, like people who've been around for a long time.
Yeah, me and my husband are doing that too. That's what we are. Yeah.
Yep. So we've gone to when Ringo Starr was in town with his all-star band. We saw him.
I did see
Elton. We actually back in December we went and saw Barry Manilow in Vegas. And I have to tell you, as a former 80s hair metal girl who had the big hair and still listens to Bon Jovi, Barry Manilow puts everybody to shame because that was the best damn show I've ever seen.
Girl, let me tell you though, I was hosting a show, and Rod Stewart was at a Rod Stewart. Girl, Barry Manilow came on that stage with Rod Stewart. When I tell you, I was done. I was done. He just came on. Rod said, "Hey, it was so cool. It was an outdoor event. It was, oh my God." So that was my first and only time I've ever seen anything with Barry. And then it was a Rod Stewart show, so of course he didn't give a whole, you know what I'm saying? But it was just, oh my God. I was like, yo, this is awesome.
Rod Stewart, I would kill to see. I had tickets to him, but it got canceled during COVID. Yeah. And he's never rescheduled, but like he's one that I would love to go and see.
Yeah, I would like to go see him with my husband. I went with my friends and stuff. It was a radio event though, but it was so freaking good. I love Samantha. Our time has come to an end. I know we have one. My friends, my people are like, you need to do more than an hour. I'm like, and we already over, but it's okay. They love me and I love them. Okay, so we have one question left before we finish up our interview. But before we do that, I want you to tell everybody all things Samantha, where they can go to all your social media handles, they can go to your website, where can they get your book and all that good stuff.
Okay, my website is chasing-romance.com. You can buy signed paperbacks off of the site. I do have a store there and some swag that you could buy there. My Instagram is @SamanthaChaseRomance. On Facebook, it's Samantha Chase Fan Club, and I apologize. When I first got started, the assistant that I had, she set that up, and I cringe every time I have to say fan club. But Samantha Chase Fan Club on Facebook, and those are the best places that you can find me. I'm not a TikToker. I can't figure that crap out, and I'm not cute enough to do that.
Girl, they try to get me to do it. I'm like, I need my little nephew go show me because I'm like, I don't know what's the point. We're gonna figure it out. All right, Samantha. So, all right, this is great. Last question on the interview. If you were writing a book about your life, what would the title be?
Oh my gosh! Right now, I don't think that we could say that on the air.
We can say anything here.
Oh my gosh, it's a shit show. That's what it is. or I'm not related to these people.
I like that one.
Yep.
Brown Book Series, please give a big round of applause. The New York Times, the USA Today's best-selling contemporary romance author, Miss Samantha Chase. Samantha, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. This was awesome.
Yes,
Raw.
Yeah, thank you, darling. Hold 1 second for me. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, Brown Bookers, if you liked that interview, and I know you did, please like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. We're trying to get these authors out here. We're trying to, promote who we love, because if we don't promote them, who's going to promote them? And then we ain't got no more books to read because they ain't nobody buying their books. Then what we gonna do? We don't read. we'll have to go and hang with our husbands or something. We don't want to do all the time. We want to read some good books. So make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Make sure you go pick up all the novels from Samantha Chase because they're all good. You know what I'm saying? They're all good. And when her new novel comes out, with her new cover, y'all make sure y'all go pick that up because we want her to we want to let her know that we love her cover because we do, and we're behind her and we're support her. So I love you guys. I'll see y'all on next week. If you haven't registered for Raw already, make sure you go to the website rrawexperience.com and register, or you can catch it from brownbookseries.com. Also, if you have any authors that you want to see, please go to our website and leave us, just drop us a line, let us know, and we'll get in contact with them so y'all can, highlight your favorite authors. All right, that's all my time. That's all I got. It's your girl, Shay Baby. I love you guys. See you next week, and stay positive.
Open up your brown book, baby. It's for you, it's for us. The fantasies, no one can judge us, no one can judge us. This is for us. Open up your brown book.